we stand here today in concert with similar gatherings across America and elsewhere to pay tribute to brave people, living and dead, who have gone down to the sea in ships and into graves known and unknown.
Behind every grave is a tragedy. However, they symbolize as great a victory as the world has ever seen.
70 years later, we're looking back, just as important, thanking those men and women. We don't forget their sacrifice. Over 16 million Americans fought in World War II. 405,399 made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom.
Accept our humble thanksgiving for their tremendous sacrifices.
Melissa been missed, not only by me, but by everyone who ever knew Melissa.
And scores of Melissa Cohen's family and friends will gather at Reservoir Park Sunday for Melissa's Walk for Life.
And this is something that we want to share with the community so that maybe we could save lives.
Melissa's mother, Kelly, hopes to raise awareness of domestic violence.
I hope that we get phone calls saying, because of the walk, my sister got out, my daughter got out, I got out.
Organizer Felicia Martin has also been affected by domestic violence.
I had a sister that was murdered in 2009.
She doesn't want any other families to go through what these women have.
The pain is unimaginable. It just leaves a very empty space inside of me.
Participants will start here and walk up Orange Street to Binns Park.
Kelly says starting at Reservoir Park is a good idea. Her former son-in-law is locked up next door at Lancaster County Prison.
It's bittersweet because my daughter is not here.
In Lancaster, Meredith Jorgensen, News 8. Holly Yeager and Gwendolyn McCompsey started Lancaster Doulas less than a year ago.
So how are you feeling?
They support women during and beyond pregnancy.
When a couple is expecting, they often read up. The women will teach you what doula means. It's an ancient Greek word for a woman who serves.
Doula does not replace a doctor or a midwife. We really work well together as an entire team.
Rachel Miller, herself a nurse, hired the women for her son's birth.
I know how busy nurses and doctors can be, so I wanted a little bit of extra support emotionally and physically.
And little Noah Matthews' arrival was a success. But the doula care doesn't stop there.
They came to my house and made sure that I was breastfeeding well.
We do have a postpartum screener. Do you feel numb or disconnected? It's really valuable and it's really precious, and we're forming lifelong relationships.
In Lancaster County, Meredith Jorgensen, News 8.
Cynthia Ancelot and her husband Dick were the driving force to bring professional women's golf to the Susquehanna Valley back in the 70s. They are still amazed the former LKO, played on the famed West Course at Hershey Country Club, still has the single-day attendance record on the LPGA.
By the last couple of years, we had 25,000 people here on Sunday, which was the largest crowd that the LPGA had then, and up till this time, they haven't topped that.
The list of champions from the LKO makes up a big chunk of the LPGA Hall of Fame. Nancy Lopez, Pat Bradley, Joanne Carter, Julie Inkster, Jan Stevenson. The Ancelots are excited about professional women's golf returning to the Susquehanna Valley this week and believe the LKO and its faithful volunteers help build a base of loyal fans.
I think we helped them along, absolutely. I think there's a lot of interest. A lot of our volunteers, a lot of our crowd are still in the area, and I know I've talked to them over the last month or so, and they're all planning on going down, so I think they'll have a good turnout.
The LKO ended its run in 1994 after it couldn't find a major sponsor to contribute to larger purses the LPGA was starting to demand. Dick Ancelot said he'd love to be able to revive the LKO and thinks the U.S. Open could generate some interest.
There isn't a week goes by that we don't run into people who want to know why we don't have the LPGA anymore and the LKO. They just look for it. They would fill the place again, I believe.